Okay, guys. So we're back with the weekly Q&A session. So I'll start off with taking the questions that I've received in the last 1 week. Okay. So the first question is from Prapulla. I want to know about free dog training. Well, Prapulla, I don't know what you mean by free dog training. But then again, if you have received our 30-day email series, and you'd have access to, you'd have gotten access to the lot of free resources that we have provided there. And apart from that, if you are still looking for something very specific, please do reach out. Yeah. The second question is from Preksha. My puppy dog is too much aggressive. How to make him calm? Okay, Preksha. So there's a lot of factors that comes into play where when we are dealing with puppy dog with an aggressive issue, and the most important question here being, what exactly do you mean by aggressive? Because the domain of aggression in dogs is too wide, and it's unless until you are very specific, it's very hard to pinpoint what are the ways that we can address it. Because first things first, we would need to understand the root causes and what are the exact signs and what languages involved in the situation, right? We have another question from Avik Bhomik. So he has posted pet pee and potty training. Well, Avik, I have already shared the potty and pee training tutorial in one of the videos, and it will be available to you in the email series itself. So if you have not received it yet, please do get in touch. Okay, so I've got a quick question from Rohit. How to stop puppy trying to chase after vehicles while we are on walk? Okay, so Rohit, first things first, the why a puppy chases after vehicles or scooters or bikes is because of prey drive. Okay, so the first step is to make step away from that immediate scene where the main vehicles are passing by. Okay, the first step is step far away, let's say 50 meters or 100 meters away from that particular spot, where you can see that your puppy is still engaging with you. Okay, so and then once you see that your puppy is engaging with you, you can engage in through some form of, let's say, treats or toys, and engage in different types of, let's say, obedience exercises and things like that. So again, once you see that your puppy is still engaging, you can take one step closer, let's say 5 or 10 steps towards the road or the lane where you will see a lot of vehicles passing by. Okay, so yeah, and again, one thing you have to understand, that the distance should not be too drastically closer. So it should be good enough where your puppy is still engaging with you. There's going to be a certain distance right beyond which your puppy will start disengaging from you and start trying to speed up a little bit towards the cars. Okay, and at that very moment, step back, maybe take 2 steps back, go back 2 or 3 steps back, where your puppy is still engaging with you and willing to engage with you, or let's say take food or treat from you. So again, teach your puppy or your dog to engage with you. Okay, so this is how you slowly reduce the distance, and then focus on eventually get to a certain point, let's say in 2 or 3 weeks time, where your puppy is engaging with you wholeheartedly even when there are other vehicles passing by. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Okay, there's a quick question from Deepika. Hi folks, I have an indie female baby. Could someone please guide me through the hormonal changes related to puberty, etc.? How do I keep a track of the same, and how do I prepare for the same to take care of her? See, hormonal changes, again, in females, you are not going to be, you know, typically seeing much of signs except the signs where your dog has a swollen vagina during heat. Okay, and so by the second heat your dog will become a adult dog. And what are things that you can expect behavioral wise is that your dog will try to push the boundaries and try to be disobedient a little bit. And it may also happen that the initial few weeks the diet, the food quantity intake may get hampered for a while. But again, so long as you keep a very steady lifestyle in terms of, let's say, workout, food intake, and then quality time, as well as letting the dog be by herself during certain hours, let's say 2 to 3 hours every day by her own self, where nobody is trying to pander to her constantly. These small things would take you a long way through the dog's journey for going forward. Next question is from Satish Kumar. My lab dog is 69 days old. Nowadays, she started to be more aggressive. It's trying to bite us like playing. How to make her friendly with us? Well, Satish, first things first, understand that the dog is growing, and now the dog also wants to, the puppy is trying to engage with you, trying to communicate with you. So, yes, your puppy is friendly, and but what the puppy does not know is that you are a human. The puppy is just trying to behave with you the way he would typically deal or play with other puppies or other dogs, other playmates. Okay, so it's your duty to, it's your responsibility to understand how the puppy plays, and preferably guide him through engagement exercises, through play, tug of war, throwing treats, and to let the puppy chase and have it and again get back to you. Try to focus more on recall, try to focus on the do's and don'ts inside the house, and yes, definitely use leash as form of help inside the house as well, and not only outdoors. Okay, so we have the next question from Priya Sardar. How can I change my baby's behavior? Well, Priya, it's a very vague question. I do not know how to answer that. Please, if you are online, please try to reach out with a more detailed now question so that I can help you. Okay, we have a question from Vidya. I have a Labrador who is 11 months old. Suddenly, she behaves weirdly. Started to tear every cloth she get and bite and break every plastic things and behaves aggressively. Okay, so Vidya, the thing is that when the dog was a puppy, a lot of us, a lot of pet owners, what they do is they allow the puppy to break a spare, plastic items, or just spare clothes that are no longer in use. So what happens is that you literally teach the puppy that those the objects with those certain type of textures, uh, with those certain types of textures are okay to chew on. Okay, so what happens is that with such type of dogs, they eventually grow up to understand and accepting that yes, those type of behaviors, those type of tearing, those type of objects is okay. So here in this case, you'd have to understand that your dog is 11 months old, which means your dog is has hit that stage where he is a human equivalent of a teenager. So naturally, your dog is trying to push the boundaries and trying to see how far you can let things be. How far are you willing to push the order in the house, the do's and don't inside the house. So, do not freak out, stay calm, try to address the physical and mental needs, and try to stick to the whatever the discipline that you have taught your dog so far. Do not change any of it. Keep pushing it. Don't give in. That's all I have to say in this case. So we have another question from Simran. Please help with biting and potty training. I'm not very sure what do you mean by biting. Do you mean it's nipping or hard mouthing or biting resulting in blood discharge? And also, please help me with what is the age and breed of the dog so that I can help you. Okay, I have another question. Most of the time on a walk, my Belgian Malinois puppy concentrates on sniffing more than in and then engaging with me suddenly tries to chase after vehicles. Okay, so this is a classic sign where you have to understand that the moment your dog is Belgian Malinois are very high drive dogs. Anything that moves, it catches their attention very fast. Okay, so first things first, you'll have to start engaging with food, the primary meal, or in this case, with Belgian Malinois, what you are going to get extremely good results is with bite tugs, which is the proper get a proper bite tug. Source it from a local manufacturer or buy it online. There's a website called fordogtrainers.com. Okay, if you do not if you're not able to place an order, you can get in touch with me. I can help you because sometimes you also have some bite tugs available with us for sale. So with bite tugs, what you can engage on is teaching the puppy, sorry, what you can engage is build up the engagement through bite tug, okay, tug of war, and start doing it. Because understand one thing, the main stage right before the puppy goes after chasing vehicles is the sniffing part, and you would distinctly notice it. Yeah, it starts getting more intense once you start closing in on the scene where the vehicles are passing by. Okay, so that's what I was trying to say. When you will see there's going to moment where your dog starts disengaging with you, and the disengaging means sniffing here and there, and trying to speed up the pace, increase the pace, or let's say barking or fixating on that particular trigger, the stimulus. Okay, so let's say increase the distance from the cars or the vehicles from the road from where it's passing by, and preferably let's say 50 meters or 100 meters, and then start engaging with a tug of war. You will get phenomenal results. Keep at it, keep doing it, have fun, enjoy for 2 3 weeks, you'll get results. Okay, I will just spell it. It's bite tug, tug. So there are specific toys that we use. Again, the ones that you find in pet shops are not really appropriate for the teeth or the jaws of a dog. So what we working dog trainers do is we use very specifically made bite tugs that we use for protection work and all. So again, which we also use to play bite tug of war with our dogs, and it's easier to chew, it's easier to grab on and engage with you. Is it clear, Rohit? All right, is there any questions, that any other extra questions that you have, Rohit? Okay, guys, any more questions? Can bite tuck also help in nipping issues? Yes, the dogs who really nip on the heels, that can also help, because that way it gives a proper outlet, the correct outlet for a dog to focus upon. And yes, with time the dog will understand that in which platform, in which avenue to focus upon its teething issues. But again, understand this thing that bite tugs are not for chewing. If you find that your dog is chewing on it, please discourage it. It's strictly for tug of war, because tug of war is an extremely engaging game. Okay, and this can radically improve your relationship with your dog and how much your dog is responsive to you in general. So one particular thing that I always get asked is that, because lately I've been receiving this question in the group, is that what do we what do we feed our young dog, because we have a young puppy, and what do we feed our dog? So guys, understand that this is the very critical question that you need to be asking your vets. Sorry. So one thing very important, a young growing dog needs lot of animal protein and veggies alongside to grow in optimum conditions. If you see the dogs when they're imported, or the dogs that are kept reared on very high quality kibbles, those food have, even though those dogs are imported, they are fed very high quality protein, which in India we are very skeptic about. Okay, so again, at the same time, understand one thing, that if you really need and want your dog to gain weight in a healthy way, in a consistent way, in a very proper way, side by side, simultaneously, you also need to give ample exercise to your dog. So it could be like 15 minutes sessions throughout the day, like 2 3 times in a day, instead of one hour long stretched out exercise outlet. So this thing will help you reach a larger goal, and you'll also see that your dog grows up in a very healthy way, with optimum health in terms of coat health, proper muscle definition, healthier joints, and overall good cognitive abilities. And a slight little bit of fat, whether it's animal fat or vegetable fat, is very important, is very crucial for the overall energy and cognitive abilities. And if you can, try to add fruits to the your dog's diet. All right, so I hope this helps. If you have got any other questions, please do submit in the group or in the Q&A form. I will field it in the next session. All right, thank you for joining in. Have a good evening. Take care.